Today we're going to do a video on the Fleximake water bladder. We're going to discuss why I bought it, do its first fill, and we're going to go through the reasons why I decided to buy a water bladder. Alright, so right now we're going to start with the unboxing of the Fleximake water bladder. So, I'm not usually much of a rule follower, but it actually does say do not open with a knife. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use a knife on a water bladder. I don't really want to put a big cut in it before I even get to use it. So how do you open a box when you don't have a knife? I guess you just peel at the sticky tape until you open it up. Look at that. That's how you open up a box when you don't have a knife. You just rip into it. Alright. Inside this bag, it looks like we've got instructions. We've got some hosing, I'd imagine for the breather and the usage hose, the empty hose. Plus here we've got some good old thread tape, a couple of hose clamps, a bunch of different fittings, and instructions in there as well. So we'll go through that together and make sure we know how to use our water bladder. This is the bladder, all nicely packaged up. It's actually quite well packaged. Good old Fleximake down in Dandenong. Just going to make a bit of a mess in John's shed. Don't worry about that. It'll be alright. Alright. So, smells new. It's good. This is the water bladder. Looks like we've got a label on here that describes a few bits and pieces about the bladder. So we've got the model number DW110B. We've got the serial number. We've also got the 110 litre, which is the capacity. And then we've got that it was manufactured on the 15th of the 3rd, 23. Plus it's also got all Fleximake's information. Yeah, so now we'll put the fittings together and probably have a sneaky beer, and then we'll show you guys us filling it up and see if it leaks.
We need somebody to put this together, so Jeff has nominated myself to do so. Alright, going to fit the fittings to the bladder. So, high side, that's the side, so this will be the outlet where the water comes out, because it's not going to come out the top unless somebody's sitting on it. We'll grab both of the right angles. Got both right angles. Bit of Teflon tape. Oh, we get a nice watertight seal. Just gently wrap it on the thread. Doesn't need to be too thick, otherwise it won't go on properly and it might break something. Just screw those on. Okay. From there, we have hose clamps. Slide a hose clamp over to start with. We will slide the hose on. So on the bottom, going to put the tap, and then on the top is technically the breather. It is capped, so obviously when you're filling it, together you're supposed to take the cap off. Once she's full, then you screw it back down nice and tight, and you got a watertight seal again. Get out the trusty screwdriver and do the clamps up. Got the fittings done up. Obviously on the top is where I put the breather hose, and then on the side towards the bottom is obviously where you will fill and obviously extract the water from. So they're all done up. Jeff is now going to take back over. Jeff is going to put this in his car, and then we're going to fill it up. Bladderman! So, now we've got that out of the way, we're about to see if this bad boy fits into the rear footwell of the car. You may wonder why I'm going to the effort to
buy a water bladder that's 110 litres and put it in the back of my car. Well, we're planning a Simpson Desert trip. So planning a crossing of around about 4 days, we're thinking, which obviously means you have to over allow your water because it's the desert and we don't want to die. And so my little 35 litre water tank ain't going to cut it. So now I'm going to test this out, throw it in the back of the car and see how much more water we can store in the car and how little foot room the kids will have. Alright, so first fitment, upside down, well done. And there we have it, all fitted, all ready to go. So now we just got to fill it. Last time you saw us, we were at John's house filming this video. It's all about the water bladder, as described before. We're heading to the desert, and as a result, we need some better water storage. His hose wasn't able to fill this tank purely because his fittings are pressed on, and we didn't really want to cut a hose just to basically slip it over the end of this thing. Now we're just waiting for it to fill up. Going to unplug it. We've turned it off. I'm just going to give it a bit of a pull. Hopefully it doesn't pull the whole thing out. She's a bit tighter than I thought. Okay, I guess they are only designed to go one way. Alright, so we've successfully filled the tank. There's a little bit of slosh, so and there's 110 litres of water in there, so I don't know how that's going to go. If it's half full and I'm on a side angle or something like that, that is a consideration that I thought about, but I just need the water storage. It's really just as simple as that. Problem though, I've managed to get this hose on, but I can't get the, I can't get it off because the hose barb. So I'd like to think that I just wanted a bit of extra hose on there, but I'm actually just going to cut it off because I've been here for a while trying it. I'm so thirsty. What am I going to do for a drink? Well, I do like to stay hydrated, so just going to fill this up. As you can see, it's filling up quite quickly. The idea of me buying this tank was never to go fancy. It was never to, you know, fit 12-volt pumps. Apparently you can fit 12-volt pumps to them. It was just to store water, to put them in other containers for use, whether it's drinking, washing up, or, you know, we've got a shower that you hang off the roof rack of the vehicle if we feel like having a shower when we're out there. The other thing is, it is only, as I spoke about earlier, it's only for the desert crossing, not from the drive that goes from Sydney all the way to, well, depending on where we started. Say we started at Mount Dare, we're going to be driving from Sydney to Mount Dare. I don't need 110 litres of water storage on that journey. It's more just for the actual crossing. And I really like the fact that with the bladder, once I'm not using it, so once I'm actually off the desert and know that I'm heading back out into civilization where I don't need a huge amount of water storage, I can roll it up, shove it on the roof rack or put it in the corner of the car somewhere, and don't have to have a permanently mounted 110 litre water tank that I have to carry everywhere with me all the time when I don't really need it. So for me, it was just a really, really good solution for that. So I'll let you know how it goes. One thing I've got to do, I did read somewhere that they can have a funny taste, so we'll do a taste test. Definitely taste something, but nothing that bothers me, as long as you can survive the desert, I guess, and you don't die from dehydration. That's what's important. So anyway, if you got this far, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if you like this sort of content, just let us know and we'll put more on there. Cheers.